Did you know that some relationships thrive on juggling multiple partners with everyone fully on board? Or that long-distance couples master the art of falling asleep on FaceTime? From polygamy to platonic friendships, and from open relationships to toxic ones, the world of relationships is as diverse as it gets. Let's break down every type of relationship, the good, the bad, and the unexpected, all in just 10 minutes. Let's start with polygamy, where one person has multiple romantic partners and everyone's in on it. In a polygamous relationship, honesty and communication are non-negotiable. It's not about sneaking around, it's about transparency and consent. Everyone involved knows the dynamic and agrees to it, making it the ultimate juggling act. But let's be real, it's not easy. It's like running a group project where everyone has different schedules, emotions, and needs. Still, polygamous relationships have their perks. They're rooted in the belief that love is limitless. You can care for multiple people in unique ways. Next up is the situationship, the most confusing of them all. This is when two people are more than friends but not quite in a relationship. You're texting, hanging out, and maybe even holding hands. But when someone asks, "So, what are you two?" the answer is complicated. Situationships can be fun and low pressure. They let you enjoy someone's company without big commitments. But here's the catch. Things often get messy when one person catches feelings, while the other stays emotionally distant. Next is a rebound relationship. After a painful breakup, some people get straight into a rebound relationship to fill the emotional void left behind. This type of relationship often starts as a distraction, offering comfort during a tough time. But rebounds are tricky. The emotional baggage from the previous relationship can weigh heavily on the new one, making comparisons unavoidable. While most rebounds are temporary, some surprising success stories show that these relationships can evolve into meaningful connections. Let's talk about friends with benefits, where a solid friendship gets a steamy upgrade. You already enjoy each other's company, so why not add some physical intimacy? The rules are simple: no labels, no commitments, and no expectations. It's like saying, let's keep the friendship but with bonus features. But here's the tricky part: feelings. Spending time together and being intimate can blur the lines, and when one person starts wanting more, things can get awkward fast. If not handled carefully, this arrangement can jeopardize the original friendship. Now for something a little more intense: karmic relationships. Karmic relationships are believed to be about unfinished business from past lives. You're drawn to each other to work through old karma. But the universe isn't here to make things easy. These relationships are like an emotional boot camp, full of highs, lows, and life lessons. While the chemistry is undeniable, the drama is just as intense. One minute you're deeply in love, the next you're arguing over things you didn't even know were an issue. And once the lesson is learned, the relationship often ends, leaving you wiser, stronger, and ready for what's next. Next up, relationships on hard mode. Long distance. Being in a long-distance relationship means loving someone from afar, often across cities, countries, or even continents. You rely on texts, FaceTime, and countdowns to your next reunion. Sure, it's tough. You can't just pop over for a hug after a bad day. But for many couples, the distance strengthens their bond. Communication becomes everything, whether it's a late-night call or a surprise care package. It's like running a long marathon together. Hard? Yes. But the finish line? Totally worth it. Let's pause for a moment to appreciate platonic relationships, often called the friend zone. This is a close, non-romantic bond between two people. These relationships provide emotional support, reduce stress, and even improve overall health. Research shows that strong platonic friendships can lower your risk of depression and anxiety while boosting your immune system. Sometimes platonic relationships evolve into something more romantic, but even if they stay strictly friendly, they're an essential part of life and well-being. Ever felt like you know your favorite celebrity or influencer? That's a parasocial relationship, a one-sided connection where you're emotionally invested in someone who doesn't even know you exist. Thanks to social media, these relationships are more common than ever. Celebrities and influencers share intimate glimpses of their lives, creating the illusion of a friendship. It's harmless for most people and can even bring comfort or inspiration. But there's a line. It's important to admire your favorite personalities without losing sight of reality. Parasocial relationships aren't new, though. Elvis Presley, Marilyn Monroe, and Michael Jackson all had fans who felt deeply connected to them. But today, with Instagram stories and TikTok lives, it feels like we're closer than ever to the people we admire. Next up is a type of relationship that's not so healthy: codependency. In a codependent relationship, one partner becomes overly reliant on the other, emotionally, physically, or even mentally. Often there's a giver and a taker dynamic. The giver thrives on being needed, while the taker depends on constant care and attention. At first, it might seem like the perfect balance, but over time this dynamic can stunt personal growth for both people. Breaking out of codependency means setting boundaries and learning to prioritize self-care. It's about finding a balance where both partners can thrive as individuals while still supporting each other. Now, let's talk about the kind of relationship you definitely don't want to stay in: a toxic relationship. These are the connections that leave you feeling drained, unsupported, or even unsafe. Toxic relationships can happen in any context: romantic, family, friendships, or even work. They're often characterized by jealousy, control, and constant criticism. Sometimes both people contribute to the toxicity without even realizing it, usually because of unresolved personal issues or poor communication habits. The worst part? Toxic relationships can seriously affect your mental and physical health, leaving you feeling isolated and lonely. The solution? Boundaries. Learn to protect yourself and don't be afraid to walk away when things get harmful. Casual dating is when two people enjoy each other's company without the stress of labels or long-term commitment. Think of it as the free samples section of the dating world. You can try different flavors without committing to a full meal. You can hang out, go on dates, and maybe even hook up, all while keeping things light. But the biggest challenge? Not catching feelings. Because, let's face it, spending time together and building intimacy can make those emotions sneak up on you. For some, casual dating is perfect. For others, it's a stepping stone to something more serious. Either way, it's a way to explore connection without the pressure. Let's not forget open relationships, where two committed partners agree to date or be intimate with other people. This isn't cheating. It's about honesty and mutual agreement. Couples in open relationships often set clear boundaries, like whether dates are purely physical or if emotional connections are allowed. What is the key? Communication. Open relationships only work if both partners are on the same page about their expectations and limits. A domestic partnership is essentially a marriage without the wedding vows or the legal ceremony. These are registered relationships where two people live together, share responsibilities, and enjoy many benefits of marriage without formally tying the knot. For some, it's a stepping stone to marriage. For others, it's a way to enjoy a committed relationship without societal or legal pressure. This type of partnership often appeals to couples who value their independence but want the security of a shared life. Here's a relationship type you might not expect: anarchist relationships. These are all about rejecting societal norms and creating a completely unique dynamic that works for the people involved. Forget traditional rules about monogamy, marriage, or what's normal. In an anarchist relationship, there are no expectations or power imbalances. Both partners have an equal say and decisions are made together. No hierarchy, just mutual respect and individuality. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure love story. You decide the terms, the structure, and how to navigate connection and commitment. For some, it's the ultimate expression of freedom and authenticity. Finally, let's talk about hybrid relationships, the ultimate build-your-own approach to love. In a hybrid relationship, you mix and match elements of different dynamics to create something that works uniquely for you. It's like a relationship buffet, a little monogamy, a dash of open relationship, and maybe even a sprinkle of long distance. For example, a couple might be emotionally monogamous but open to physical exploration, or they might agree to spend summers apart and reconnect in the fall. It's all about flexibility and customization. But hybrids require constant communication and honesty. The rules aren't set in stone, so partners have to check in regularly to ensure they're still on the same page. It's a lot of work, but for those who embrace it, hybrid relationships can be incredibly fulfilling. And there you have it, every relationship type explained in just 10 minutes. From dominant-submissive dynamics to long-distance love, and from situationships to platonic friendships, relationships truly come in all shapes and sizes. Which one do you relate to the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you're ready to explore more fascinating topics, click on the next video. You won't want to miss it.